Welcome to Wake Up West Palm, where we talk all things downtown West Palm Beach, and you get to meet some of the incredible people and businesses in our beautiful community. I am so excited because today I am joined by Jamal Lake, who is the co-founder and co-owner of Ganache Bakery.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. The pleasure is all mine.
So tell us a little bit about Ganache and what makes you so unique.
All right, so Ganache Bakery is our local bakery downtown. We specialize in custom cakes. We do baking and cake decorating classes. So it's like a fun spot to come by on your lunch, get like a cupcake, or if you're having a big event or a wedding, we do all those big fancy cakes as well.
What is your number one top bestseller when people are just popping in after lunch?
So the two top sellers are the carrot cupcake and the chocolate ganache bun. But the rum cakes are also like right up there because that's what we started out with, the rum cakes.
So tell us a little bit about you, because you have a very unique background and you've had a dream of owning a bakery since you were very young.
Yes. So I was born and raised in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. I always loved baking. So I would bake with my mom. Every Sunday she would bake a cake. So back then we didn't use mixers, so you had to do it all by hand. So I would always be helping her baking. So it was always a dream of mine. And I moved to Florida to attend the Florida Culinary Institute, and I studied food and beverage management and international baking and pastries. So that was my way to kind of take myself to the next level and fulfilling my dream. Yeah, so a lot of people didn't realize, but before starting a bakery, I started doing the green market. So we started doing coconuts at the green market because, you know, with my Caribbean background, it was an easy way for me to start doing something like starting up a business without having to have a commercial kitchen. So we started doing the coconuts, and my first things we sold was the rum cakes. And they're made with rum from the Virgin Islands.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah. So you started at the green market. This is really a cool story because you have had this entrepreneurial dream for a long time, and such a great way to kind of get started into the journey. And then I also know that you, even started that very young. Didn't you sell cookies to your classmates?
Yes. It was so funny because every night I come home after homework, I would be in the kitchen baking up a batch of cookies or some kind of local pastry, and I would take them to school and sell them during lunch. And then we would even walk around the neighborhood. My friend named Nicole and I used to go around baking all kind of stuff. Her mom was one of those moms that let you do whatever you want in their kitchen. So while my mom was at work, we go by her house and practice.
Oh my gosh. Now, did you create the recipe or did you use your mom's?
Yes, this one was given to a friend of my mom. Her husband was one of the owners of Cruise Town Rum. So she gave me that recipe to make cakes for her daughter's wedding. And I kind of tweaked it and make it my own, and we sell them here at the store. But then we also famous for the carrot cake, which when I first started, I was with my godmother, Joan. So we kind of met in culinary school, and I adopted her as a godmother, and she came up with the carrot cake recipe, and it's one of our biggest sellers.
Oh, so when you went to culinary school, you obviously learned a lot about baking and cooking. Mm-hmm. Why'd you choose to stick with baking?
Well, baking is a science, and I like the creative part of it where you get to make like nice fancy cakes and chocolate showpieces. So baking always had like that special place in my heart. Although I'm a very good cook. I cook really good Caribbean food, and my wife and I compete a lot because she thinks, you're the baker, I'm the cook. I said, no, I could cook too.
That's the thing about baking. I feel like it is such a science because you can't get those little things wrong. In cooking, I feel like you can mix things up, but if you miss an ingredient in baking, it's a disaster.
Yeah, you definitely see it. You could tell it's not the right rice, the color is different, the taste is different. So we follow our recipes to the T so that way you always have a consistent product.
So you're kind of famous.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal. You've been on the Food Network, which is really cool. So you opened Ganache, you were here, and then you caught the attention of the Food Network, and you got to be on one of their cooking shows.
Yes. So they actually reached out to us. We was at the bakery working, and I'm getting like emails and messages. I'm like, who's calling me? Is this a stalker? What's going on? And it was a scout from the Food Network. So I got to be on the Halloween Baking Championship Season 4. I made it to the finale, but I didn't win. So they loved me so much. They had good feedback. They actually called me back.
How could they not?
Well, I try to be nice. I am nice anyway. But they called me back, and I did the guys' dessert games. And I was kind of scared. I won that one. That was good. That was in 2 years ago.
You were kind of scared?
Yeah, because you gotta shop and cook at the same time. And I was scared because with guys' grocery games, you don't know what you're gonna get until you get there. So we could get there and he said we're all cooking. So I'm like, oh my God, if they give me lamb, I don't really eat meat. What am I gonna do? But it was just dessert games. So I was really happy that we did all desserts.
So what did you make? What was the winning dessert that you made?
So on the first round, we had to make a handheld fried dessert. So I kind of took it tropical. So I did a guava and cheese empanada, because we're in Florida, we do empanadas a lot. And then I paired it with a pina colada sauce, like a dipping sauce. So the judges went crazy for it. So I made it to the second round. And in that round, it was like a fall theme. So I did the game and I got a sweet potato. So you had to incorporate sweet potato in your dessert. So basically what I did, I had to do a little redemption. Because on the first time when I was on the Food Network, I made a malting cake. And I was making malting cake for years when I worked over in Palm Beach. And my malting cake was a total fail. And all my friends were on my case. So I said, I need a redemption. So I made a malting cake and I paired it with a sweet potato ice cream. And the judges went crazy for it.
Ooh, interesting. So I always am so curious, how is being on the show different than what we actually see when we're watching on TV? Because I always think whenever I watch one of those shows and it's like the timer's 5, 4, 3, 2, it feels like everyone is just, final last ingredient on the plate. I was like, that just seems interesting. Is that really how it is?
It is just how it looks.
Really?
And 10 times worse, because it's so nerve-wracking, because that clock is real and is not scripted, and is just like, you gotta get this done, and we don't have time for recipes. So thank God I was making that for so many years. The recipe was in my head. So it is real. It is 100% real. There was no editing or anything. So when I got there, I was thinking, well, maybe it won't be so crazy. But you get there and they said, okay, let's go. It's time to start. So it's very nerve-wracking. But once I start cooking, all the nerves go away and I go in my comfort zone. And I just start enjoying it, Once I start cooking or baking, I forget about all the nerves. I don't even know the camera is there. And then when I'm done is when I said, oh, that was fun.
So if you could be on any other baking show and compete, which one would it be?
Oh, that would be a tough one. To be honest, sometimes I think I want to do Chopped, because I want to do the cooking part as well. And I tell my wife, I said, we should do Chopped couples. Yeah, so both of us could be on there. Yeah, they do it every now and then where husband and wife is on there. I tell her, but I probably might embarrass, But, people like that. That makes good TV.
Heck yeah, it does. Okay, we need to figure out how do we petition everyone in West Palm to get Jamal and Nish on the Food Network to do a cooking challenge.
I know. I hope they can even give my own show.
What would your show be?
Well, to be honest with you, at first I wanted to have a show where I go to different tropical islands and expose the food from the little hole in the wall places. But anything would be fun right now, because I even like doing the classes here. So if anything, I'm very flexible because I could do both. I could cook and I could bake.
You like it all.
Yes.
You love it all. So you came to culinary school here in Florida. Obviously, you're not from here originally, but you could go anywhere to open a business. Why did you stay in West Palm Beach?
Well, it was a few reasons. The weather was close to the Caribbean. There was no snow. But also, once I came to West Palm Beach, I fell in love with the vibe. It's not too crazy like Miami, but it's not too slow like in the little mid-state. But downtown West Palm Beach has always been the happening place. And I said, I need to have a business down here. And from since then, it's been happening, and now it's still happening. It's growing. And it's really cool because when you're downtown, you get to know the neighbors because your customers are your neighbors. So you start off from being your coconut person at the green market to making their first baby shower cake, to the baby's cake, to now some of my kids are grown. I'm you're getting married. So it's cool to see these are the kids that you served at the green market is ordering a wedding cake from you.
Oh, yeah, you get to be part of everyone's special occasions in their lives.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about downtown.
Talk a little bit about the collaboration. You collaborate with other businesses, and how does that influence Ganache?
Oh, the collaboration is great. So, because basically here at the store, we do a lot of cupcakes, custom cakes, and so forth. But I collaborate a lot with a lot of the caterers So then they let me step out of my normal thing and do something different. So sometimes we do plated desserts. Sometimes I'm doing like little smoothie bars at people's backyard. So collaboration is always good.
All right, so would you like to introduce our special guest
Special
today?
guest today, the lovely Nishani.
Oh, so good to have you on the show.
Thank you for coming.
Co-owner and wife. All right, Nish, what is it like working with Jamal?
Well, to be honest with you, some days are really pleasant, and there are other days when I wouldn't even bother go there. But it's all good. It's all good. I do learn a lot from him because he's actually my teacher. I did not study this. He taught me all that I know right now, baking-wise.
And she does all the baking mainly, and I do the decorating.
Oh, and you're the cook. You like to.
Yes, definitely.
You're better. You're better.
I think so too.
All right. We have to have a competition one day. We'll come back and
Yes.
we'll be the judge.
Throw down.
We'll be the judge of that. So what do you love about owning a bakery?
Well, I do enjoy a certain level of freedom and a certain amount of family time. I get to spend more time with my son and also with Jamal in a sense. The downside of it is that, to be honest with you, when we decided to open it and we knew that there would have been a lot of sacrifice, we didn't learn the true meaning of that until we actually started this business.
Ooh,
Yes.
What does that mean? What are some things that surprised you when you opened?
We definitely ended up spending more time here pretty much because we want to make sure that whatever orders we have, they're filled and it's to the customers.
Liking.
Exactly.
Now, I know that's a really big deal for both of you to make
Yes.
sure that people come in, they have a memorable experience. So
Right.
what
Yes.
are some of the things that you do that really make people feel like they have to come into Ganache and visit?
I think first of all, it's the way we treat people. So they're always coming back for that experience, not just the consistency in the taste, but people that come here say they feel like they're family. Yeah, so we do enjoy having that.
Yeah, we've just been here for a short amount of time, and every time the door opens, you can, welcome, how can we help
Yes.
you? It's so wonderful. And you guys have a son
Yes.
who's out there right now manning the register, which is amazing.
12 years old. He's working out there.
Now, does he want to own the bakery one day?
Definitely not.
No, he's like, forget it.
Yes.
I've seen it. I don't want to do this. I want no part of it. Well, it's what an incredible, just like your mom did for you. You get to introduce him to this entrepreneurial spirit,
Right.
whatever that means for him, whatever he decides to do. That's really incredible that he's learning from both of you.
Exactly.
So you guys do custom cakes for all different kinds of occasions. What is like the one custom cake that you feel like is the most unique or challenging that you've had come through the door?
Oh my God. So we had this customer that said he wanted a cake and he wanted it big. We need to go big. He says, no expense spared. We just need to go big. He wanted it grand. And we ended up spending 24 hours straight on that cake.
Yeah, we didn't go home.
We
We
didn't go home.
slept. Yeah, we didn't sleep. We took like a rest.
Yes.
Yes.
What
it was
was
crazy.
the
That was
cake?
our biggest challenge. He wanted like giant letters
Yeah.
that spells the name of the cake. But he
was-
wanted it very huge and it
Yeah.
had to look, I have a certain pattern on it, on the finish, like
so
a marble
basically, I
look.
think there was a celebrity that did one of those cakes. So he's like, I need that cake. So it's his name in giant, like 4 by 3 foot letters for each cake. It was so big we didn't have space, but it's a good thing that we live good with our neighbors. So we went to Ben, who on the end had the restaurant, who had a walk-in cooler.
Yeah.
So we had to make each cake. He gave us the key for and the alarm code, and we had to take them over there. We were working for 23 hours. We just
Pretty
did
much.
24 because it sounds so crazy.
It is
But
crazy.
we had to do a custom marble on the fondant, which was crazy because we had to do it all the same. And then we had to make these giant letters. I was like at Home Depot cutting out big pieces of board because a cake board can't hold that. We were like with
Right.
big wood, and it was a task. And we delivered just on time. Everybody loved it. They went crazy. And it was for one of our clients on Palm Beach.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, now we need to see a picture of this cake.
I know, I need to find
Oh my
it. It was so
gosh.
cool. And then we got to light it up with the sparklers, and they loved it.
Oh, what is your most popular occasion? Is it weddings? Is it What about those gender reveal? I feel like there's so many gender reveal cakes.
Gender reveal, but here in Palm Beach it's seasonal. So usually from September to like June, you have a lot of mostly like the Palm Beachers and other people from around the community that like to do like dinner parties. So they would come here, get a variety of small treats. We make them look really fancy. We do a lot of like dessert bars and stuff like that.
Yes, the dessert bar has been real popular lately. So we go to your house or your event and we set up this huge spread with cakes. And normally they have like a big centerpiece cake, and then we have all the different treats on the side, cake pops, mini buns, mini rum cakes. And that has been like the trend lately.
Right, right.
Who are your creative inspirations? Like, who do you watch people or listen to people, or who are your influences when it comes to baking or cooking?
We kind of mix, right?
Right.
We kind of try and stay up with the trends. So whatever is trendy, like at one point everybody was doing the calendar cakes where you light the cake and the calendar opens up. So we try and do stay on top of the trends, but we basically like to talk with the customers and create a unique experience. So sometimes they will come with an idea, and then we have to kind of guide them in a way, because sometimes their ideas are a little too off. So we say, okay, I see where you're going, but if you give me a little trust, I could just do this. And 9 out of 10 times they fall in love with it, because we try to make sure we do what we have to do. If I have to stay here all night to make sure the customer order is complete and right, that's what we do.
Oh, I love that. There's so much love here. I feel like you really do put so much passion behind every single thing that you do, everything that you create.
Yes.
What is your favorite thing here?
Oh, that's a hard thing. Well, you know what? I'm a big sweet eater. Like growing up as a kid, I would eat cake and ice cream for breakfast. It drove my mom crazy because she has like that English mentality that you have to have tea in the morning. And I'm like, I could eat ice cream, I'm fine. But I'm a big carrot cake and chocolate cake lover, so those are like my favorite. But I am one of those all-around pastry chefs, so I like to do everything. So recently we even started doing ice cream. So we do tropical flavored ice creams.
Amazing. What's your favorite?
I like creme brulees and
Yes.
panna cottas, and I usually try to introduce those so some people step out of their comfort zone just having like a cupcake. Yeah.
Now, for those of you that are watching, you might be thinking, wait, I want to be a baker. I want to learn how to bake my own desserts. You guys have classes here.
Yes, we just had a nice little class we did with the Pink Retreat, and we taught these ladies how to make these beautiful cookies. When we first did the class, the ladies come in, and a few of them just did it because it was a retreat. Let's figure out. She said there was nothing else to sign up for, so she only could do the class. And she said, I don't really like this kind of stuff. By the end of the class, she was the best cookie maker in the whole class. So that's why we try and keep our classes small, because I prefer to take the extra time and make sure you complete your project and it looks good and you feel like a sense of ownership, like I actually made that cookie, versus like we fill it up and everybody do something and then you're like, never doing that again. So most of the times, like the people come in here, they say, this was such a good experience. We really loved it. And that's what we try to create.
I could totally see that. I mean, just everything here is just incredible experience. Now, I just have a question. Do you want to be on TV like this guy? Do you want to be on the Food Network?
To be honestly, I sometimes dream about going on Shop, as you said, but I'm not sure if I have the guts to actually do it.
Oh, you have the guts. You'll do it. You'll do it. We're going to will it into the world that you guys are going to be on Shop. You're going to be on the couples one for sure. Well, Jamal and Nish, thank you so much for having us. This was such a pleasure. If you are in need of any kind of dessert, whether you just want to pop in after lunch or you have a big special occasion, a wedding or a gender reveal or a birthday, whatever it is, you need to come here to get your custom cake. Get it however you like. They're going to stay up for 24 hours to make sure it happens.
Whatever it takes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And thank you all for watching. We will see you next time.